So now one out of the hole? Yeah. I'm not going to right. You hold on with your right hand up on it.
Hold it. Yeah, sure. Thanks.
I know. Yeah, they tell me. I know. And she come, we go shopping. First person she looking for, look at her right there. First person she going and look for a jersey, watching her jersey, she wants to see her jersey for Visha. Anything she buy, Visha. Everything, Visha first.
She looking like she's sleeping. She was going to talk to me just now. She was saying, "Ma, you come. That baby looking too nice, too pretty, too lovely and too
I know.
Oh, Vidya, Vidya, so lovely. You laugh at me and you want me when I was see you again. Oh, God, she's so comforted me. Come and see me. She's so come and help me to me. Now you sit down. Today, my day anymore. Today, you going for me. I am going to see you again, man. Oh, God, Vidya. Lord Krishna, God, she had protection, pressure, but she saw this person. She was a blessed child, a God-sent child. Nobody ever have a daughter like this, born like this.
Yes.
My daughter was a God. Oh, God. When you love me and God, who will come and look for me again? Who will come and look for me and get some food for Mama? Oh, God. Oh, God, baby. With somebody you saw that you're the rest in peace. Lord, please not guide you and protect you. Keep him for good health and oh God, baby.
Jana Oh गोविंद बिहारी लाल की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. First this morning, on behalf of the Persad family, we'd like to say thank you very much for joining with members of this family in this kind of grief. And it's never really easy for us to cope or to deal with a situation like this one. When we have death in the family, it's always a difficult time for us. Although we may go to lots of satsangs and we may read Srimad Bhagavad Gita and understand the concept of life and death and the soul and its travels. And although all those things may dawn on us, when it tends to happen to us in the family, it brings about with a great pain and grief. Obviously, we have loved this person for a while, and having her in this state with us here this morning, obviously it will bring some kind of pain to us. And for this reason, on behalf of members of the family, we'd like to thank you for being here and joining with us in this ceremony. As we prepare to begin and teach the sanskar, let's all stand for a few moments. And I ask you to put your hands together, close your eyes. As we begin with invocation prayer, we ask Bhagavan to shower his choices and most divine blessings upon the departed. Om sarve kutumbhah shuta puran rudhodayam mrityu viyogha karane bhaktam hitam tapaharantu devaha pretasya moksham kurvantu shighram. हे दयालु परमात्मा, हम सब जो इस मृतात्मा का कुटुंब है, हम शोक से व्याकुल हो रहे हैं. हे देव, आप भक्तों के ताप को हरण करने वाले हैं. आप इस आत्मा को शीघ्र मुक्ति दीजिए. Merciful Father, a great loss has been sustained by the death of this dear person, and the family of us pray to you for comfort. Lord, thou art always ready to remove the pain of your devotees, and Lord, we beg that you grant salvation to the departed soul. Om Binavatsa Gochcha Swarona Karotahina Jalihina Ishwarina Virogya Dukham Rudhanti Vadhavastrahi Kurvanti Sarve Pritasya Moksham Kurvantu Shikhram. हे दयालु प्रभु, जैसे गाय के बिना बच्चे अक्षर स्वरत रोते हैं और जैसे पानी बिना मछली तरकत है, इसी प्रकार आज हम भी इस मृतात्मा का कुटुंब है, बहुत दुखित है. हे प्रभु, आप कृपा करके इस आत्मा को शीघ्र शांति दीजिए. Lord, as the calf cries when it becomes separated from the cow, as the fish suffers when it is deprived of water, so to the family and friends are offering prayer to you in grief in our hearts, Lord, and we beg that you grant salvation to the departed soul. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Asalaji, please be seated. A sanskar is defined as every important aspect of our lives. It begins from birth and ends at death. When we prepare to bring children into this world, there is a particular sanskar that we do. Of course, throughout every aspect, every important aspect of our lives, sanskars are done. Sanskars can best be defined as prayer that we do at important junctions in our lives. Feeding grains for the first time, cutting hair for the first time, the namkaran, the naming ceremony, vivaha, the wedding ceremony, etc. All of these sanskars play a very important part of our lives. But more importantly, among them all, Antishti is one of the most difficult sanskars to perform, this particular one. Why? You look at Vivaha Sanskara, it takes 3 days to be completed. Janev Sanskara, 3 days to be completed. All the other Sanskaras will be completed in 1 day. And Teshti Sanskara takes a period of 1 year to be completed. And so great importance is given to Anteshti Sanskara. It's a heavy load that is placed upon the shoulders of the sons. In fact, when Lord Brahma created the first son, he named him Putra. And the word Putra can be broken down into 2 parts, Pu Antran, which simply means the remover of hell. So the person who carries the ability to snatch the soul of either the mother or father out of the realm of hell is indeed Putra. This morning, the sons along with the nephews and so on would have prepped themselves and made themselves ready to begin Anteshti Sanskara. It begins with the funeral service. They would have taken a bath, wear clean white clothes, shave the head, and prep themselves to really begin the Sanskara for Vidya today. And so as we prepare to begin Anteshti Sanskara, we begin by firstly washing the hands. Om Apavitraha Pavitro Va Sarvasthangato Piva Yah Smrit Pundarikaksha Savaha Bhayantara Suchi. Every single thing we do in life preparation is of great importance. If we prepare ourselves for anything, then indeed we'll be successful at it. So Anteshti Sanskara begins with preparations. I said earlier that the Shrotas standing here would have prepped themselves by having a bath. And yet water is sprinkled on their hands this morning to begin that ceremony. Of course, with the chanting of a mantra. The mantra is saying Om Apavitra Pavitro Va, which means Apavitra means impure and Pavitra means pure. So we are saying in mantra this morning, Om Apavitra Pavitro Va. Lord, may you move me from a state of impurity and may you bring me to a state of purity. How can we achieve this? Yahasmrit in Sanskrit means bringing to mind Pundarikaksha. Pundarikaksha is a divine form of Lord Vishnu. Bringing to mind that form of Pundarikaksha, Lord, may my hands be pure enough to make offerings in the name of the departed. And so having washed hands, they now sip water 3 times for inner purification. Om Achyutaya Namaha, Om Keshavaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha. It is stated in Bhagavad Puran that those of us who can chant or sip water while having memory of the 3 blessed names of Lord Krishna, namely Achyuta, Keshava or Madhava, then we purify ourselves internally before we begin the ceremony at hand. Of course, the hands will be rinsed once again because one would not want to offer with a juta hand. Om Govindaya Namo Namaha Iti Hastam Prakshalyam. Having sipped water, washed the hands, etc., we now place the sacred ring or the painti upon the finger. The painti is made with kush grass and it is placed on the index finger of the right hand. And this is done for a specific reason. Om Kuse Brahma Kuse Vishnu Kuse Deva Maheshwaram Angara Agre Kapur Buddhi Syat Smyat Mulena Dharyam. Again, mantras are very powerful, and if we analyze them, the mantra is saying Kuse Brahma, Kuse Vishnu, Kuse Mahesh. This kush grass carries within it the embodiment of Lord Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, the Holy Trinity. And who are the Trinity and what are their roles? The Creator, the Sustainer, and the Dissolver, or if you choose to say the Destroyer. So by placing the kush grass and allowing it to touch our skins while we perform the ceremony, the saying, may Lord Brahma, who is the creator of this universe, create a positive mindset for me. May Lord Vishnu, who is the sustainer of this universe, may he continue to sustain that. And may Lord Shiva, who is the dissolver, or as one would say the destroyer, may he destroy the negative tendencies from my mind as I begin this ceremony. Of course, the ring is placed on the index finger of the right hand because presiding over every part of the human body, there is a particular Devata or Devi. But the Lord who sits on that finger represents mukti or liberation. Thus when we do Shraddha and any other ceremony pertinent to the departed and for ancestors and so forth, the kush painti is placed on that finger. So having prepared themselves, we now begin the ceremony by sprinkling water upon the body. Om Ganga Jalaya Brahmanan Mandalokaya Shisha Darsha Nagapavani Sarva Papatma Subhriya Nrikashira Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki. So the mantra is saying Om Ganga Jalaya Brahmanan Mandalokaya. Lord, this may not be Ganga Jal. And of course, we can probably go to the puja shop and buy a bottle of Ganga Jal. I always like to say I can start a business at any point too. I can bottle some water and fill it in the pipe and name it Ganga Jal and sell it to you. It's a possibility. But what we are saying is because of the love that we are offering this water with this morning, Lord, may it assume Ganga-like qualities. What are the qualities of Ganga? Anybody who go to India, the one thing that they would want to accomplish more than ever is to touch Ganga Mata, isn't it? But do you all know why? Some of us decide that we just want to touch Ganga Mata. And some of us say that she liberates and she removes sins, etc., etc. But for those of us who are used to satsang, will remember that Ganga Devi emanates from the toenails of Bhagavan Shri Hari Vishnu. When he assumed that form of Vaman avatar, the little dwarf, he went to Bali who was doing this yajna, and time does not permit me to go into the details of that really. But however, when Lord Vishnu in that form, in his huge massive form, took a stride to the heavenly realm, his feet was washed. It was placed in the kamandal of Lord Brahma, who is the creator of this universe. And when the earth was endowed and Bhagirath and his ancestors did so much penance for Ganga to come upon this earth, Ganga Mata, emanating from the toenails or from the washings at the feet of Sri Hari, to the kamandal of Lord Brahma and Brahmalok, poured down into this earth and rested upon the jata of Lord Shiva, it flows upon this realm. And so for those of us who touch Ganga Mata, what we are doing is that we come to the realization that we had that opportunity in one stroke to touch the feet of both Lord Brahma, Vishnu, and Bhagavan Shiv Shankar as well. So for this reason, water is sprinkled as a purification process. As we continue along with placing various tulsi leaves on various parts of the body at this point in time. Of course, we all know well that Tulsi Devi Mata carries the ability to purify and to make pure as well. And so for this reason, Tulsi leaves, sacred Tulsi leaves are offered in Prasad and almost everything we do in Puja. And so we place Tulsi leaves upon the body at this time. All of these cleansing and spiritual cleansing, I should say, the sprinkling of the water in the form of Ganga Jal, the placing of the Tulsi leaves is to purify the body. The body that was made up of 5 elements and is now lying before us. In a short while from now, the body will be offered upon the lap of Agni Devta, who is the god of fire. And for this reason, this purification process takes place. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Of course, we do everything with prayer. So again, we join as we focus on Bhagavan Krishna. Om Anadhinu Dhana Vishnu Shankha Chakra Gadadharam Apado Pundari Kaksha Preto Gati Samudra Bhava Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. हे पार ब्रह्म परमात्मा, आप आदि और अंत से हीन हैं। हे प्रभु, आप शंख चक्र गदा और पद्म को धारण करने वाले हैं। हे अविनाशी, हे कमल लोचन, आप कृपा करके इस मृतात्मा को मोक्ष दीजिए भगवान। And so in prayer we say, Almighty Father, you are without beginning, you are without end, Lord. You are the bearer of the sun and the chakra, the gada, the padma, Lord. We bow to you again and again. May you grant salvation to the departed soul. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. As we continue along with our ceremony, we offer Gandh. Gandh simply means fragrance. Om Namo Narayanaaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namah Hiranya Bharava Purushabhya Bhaktya Swarupini Asya Pretasya Mokshato Sukrito Bhava Sarvada Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. And practically, if one was to analyze why do we offer ganja fragrance in a funeral service, do not feel for 1 minute it is an act of puja or adoration, so we are worshipping the body. We must realize that what is lying before us here is a physical structure that is now made up of 5 elements. So long as the soul resides in the body, then that is Vidya. When the soul leaves the body, it is merely a shell of 5 elements. And so the perfume that is sprayed is to eliminate odor and nothing more than that. We next offer chandan. Chandan will be offered upon the forehead as a decorative measure. Again, it is not a situation where we do puja or homes and we put chandan and flowers and arati for appearance and we bow to them. It is not worship of this body at all, because the body is now made up of 5 elements and is not of any use without the soul. So therefore chandan is placed upon the forehead, again, as a decorative measure. Om Narayanaaya Surasreshta Lakshmi Kanta Varprada Anena Karapurni Naga Preta Moksha Prado Bhava. हे नारायण, आप देवों की देव हो, हे लक्ष्मीपति, आप सब कुछ देने वाले हो, हे प्रभु, इस प्रेत के कल्याण के लिए हम प्रार्थना करते हैं, इसको मुक्ति दीजिए भगवान। ओ नारायण, you are the God of all gods, and so we offer prayer to you, O consort of Lakshmi. You are the bestower of boons, Lord. May you grant salvation to the departed soul. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. At this point, we offer sacred pindars. And so pindars can best be defined as food for the soul. Om Adhyam Bhagavotrasya Savitrinam Bhumi Krishyalakam Pranam Pindaste Maya Niyate Namu Padishtitam Guru Aryamanitra Bhagavani Ki Jai Narayanaya Govindaya Adhyam Bhagavotrasya Savitrinam Krishyaram Vidya Persad Maya Diyate Namu Padishtitam Om Adhyam Bhagavutra Vidya Savitrinam Vidya Persad Maya Diyate Namu Padishtitam Adhyam Bhagavutra Vidya Savitrinam Mokshakaka Mahastadya Sanjayani Kadesha Vindasti Maya Diyate Namu Padishtitam Govindaya Namo Namaha Iti Hastam Prachayam Govindravan Bihari Lal Ki Jai Shri Aryama Mitra Bhagavan Ki Jai. Flowers are nature's gift to us. And so beautiful malas will be offered at this school tonight as a decorative measure once again. Of course, these malas are broken and then offered. Traditionally, we say that all ties have been severed from this person whom you have grown to love over the years. That brings that separation to us. Whether she have been mother, auntie, whatever relationship may have been to us. But from this point forward, there will be no more relations. And so the mala is broken to indicate that it is offered as a decorative measure upon the body. Om Sumhe Shaktya Padhate Dhrukakena Upasade Yetham Madhupradhamati Dakshidevali Dakshanach Om Narayanaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Govindravan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. We will not be doing arati at this point in time. For those of you who understand my stand and take up this It's very, very simple in that what you should do are to show humility and bow in reverence to the parents while they are alive, but they are no longer. That's what blessing can be derived from them. And therefore it is really useless to do arati for a corpse, putting it bluntly in that manner. There is no way that the person will wake up and give you their blessings. And so it's my simple reason for not participating in that part of our ceremony. However, at this point in time, I'd like to call on Risha.
Namaste, Sitaram, Eulogy to each and every one. Vidya Persad, a pure and blissful soul, an example of a dutiful daughter to her parents, the late Bipat and Basde Persad, the core pillar of strength to her husband, the late Vidya Persad, a loving and devoted mother to her sons, Vishal and Aru, and a beloved mother-in-law to her daughters-in-law, Nita and Diana. Vidya Persad was a soul like no other, filled with love, light, devotion, and compassion to God, her family, and humanity. She was one who literally lit up the room whenever she entered, with her wondrous smile and constant laughter. Everyone would always be gravitated to her comforting, calm, sweet, and soft aura. Her presence at any religious functions can easily be recognized from afar just by hearing the sound of her soulful and melodious voice while singing on stage. She had a wonderful sense of humor which endeared her to everyone she came in contact. This is a great testament to her nature that she formed so many long-lasting relationships. Being an only child, she shared a strong sisterly bond with her cousins, always encouraging and enjoying sleepovers with them, laughing out loudly all night that the next day Auntie Rita could tell you she heard them all night. Even after the death of her husband, her relationship with her sisters-in-law were everlasting. Auntie Vid, as a daughter, continued a trail of impactful footprints left by her parents, she living as a model of love, compassion, generosity, and charitable to the community and her family. She always had an inherent love and passion for singing, for which her voice will continue to echo in our ears. Her mission was one that made a great difference in the lives of many people. However, her departure today left us all with broken hearts. She had a reassuring presence for everyone that was dear to her and was well known and admired in her community. As a young child to an adult, for her humility, integrity, kindness, love, and charitable nature. All of her relationships were transformed by one single ingredient, love. The most essential ingredient for our time here on earth. Love for everyone, especially her dogs, Dolly and Boy. Her dogs were her joy, and with the death of Dolly last year, she latched on to Boy, who is now left without her. There was nothing more important to Auntie Vid than her dogs, family, extended family, and maintaining a close relationship to God by involving herself in Raman, satsang, and prayers. Therein, moments before her fatal tragedy, she was at the 6 months prayers of my Nana and amongst the company of her loved ones. When we leave this world, our material assets, roles, and titles no longer matter. All that comes when we leave, after we completed our mission, is that we lived life lovingly. When you love fully, only then are you truly alive? Antiquate has been one of the biggest examples of living life lovingly. As I part, I leave with this. Though as we acknowledge that to everything there is a season, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck what was planted, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to keep and a time to cast away. As we continue on the journey in life, it will never be bright without you, Auntie Vidya. Oh, Sangat.
One of the things we love the whole lot too is flowers. So at this point in time, we'd like to ask family members, loved ones, all those who would want to come and offer a flower and in your own mind say a goodbye, feel free to do so at this point. And while we're doing that, I'd like to hand over to Narad Maharaj Ji, who is joining with us here this morning. Blessings, and Bhagwan's blessings to you. Of course, Vish Pirmal and Tabla, and Bhagwan's blessings as well. And I think we have Jibut Bhagwan's on Majira. We'd like to thank you very much for being with us here this morning and joining with us. So I'll hand over to the Kirtan group. They will do some beautiful bhajans, and while they're doing that, those of you who want to come up on our floor, feel free to do so now. So friends, at this point in time, I'd like to introduce our counselor, Councillor Nehu. I know that he's here with us as well to lend his support to members of the family. He's always up and about in our district, and he's here with us this morning to lend the support to the Persad family. So once again, I'd like to introduce you to Councillor Nehu.
Thank you very much, Eulogy. Salam everyone. Very sad occasion for this community. We did find it rather strange this morning when the heavens opened up, rain came, and we're in for a blistering hot day today. I tell myself, even the heavens are crying this morning. You know, when I got this message a couple days ago, I came here, I immediately came here. And it brought back so much memories of this family, and not only your sister and her children, but the contribution that the father and the mother made to this community, and by extension herself. And she was a perfect replica of her father. You know, I had personal interactions with Uncle Lax. He was a small businessman many years ago. And she was so quiet and humble, just like him. You know, sometimes Uncle Lax come by me to do some business and he's talking to you and you can hardly hear what he's saying. And she was almost along that same lines. I recall coming here to Satsang on a Sunday morning before we had the Temple Baba in St. John's Race. For those younger generation, all the Ramanja took place here, Pandit, before we had a temple in St. John's Street. All the Hindu activities took place at this house. Chanik, you know that? You understand? And this house was the bedrock of religious activities many, many years ago. You know, and then Uncle Hassai come and donated the land there to build a temple. Not too long ago, I had some discussions with the Member of Parliament. And there were two persons we were thinking about recognizing in this community. Three, as a matter of fact. We were thinking about recognizing Uncle Lax and naming that street going into the ground after him. We were thinking about recognizing Mr. Persad Bodo and making his development, putting his name there. And we were also thinking in terms of recognizing our national cricketer, Bodo, and naming the pavilion after him. I think we will need some consultation, Pandit, with the community to ensure these things happen, so that the legacy and the contribution of this, the father and grandfather of this home, will not be forgotten. So when you go down there and you see Hassai Avenue, children ask, how did they get that name? Then the history will tell you where it came from. But as for my sister here, you know, not too long ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, Mr. Bhagwan and myself is friends on Facebook. So I followed him, and I seen all over Canada. She was there. I seen them by the beach, they cooking, they liming, and you know the boy Bhagwan anything nothing on said and not you find out everything on Facebook. So I followed the entire vacation that she went on. Who thought that when she came home, in a short space of time, that she will be in this condition? It tells you how fragile life is. In a quick instant and moment, you could be gone, any one of us. Nobody thought that on that night she would fell ill, and by the very next day, she will not be with us. You know, every time I pass, I see her sometimes sitting in a hammock or something downstairs there. She was never a person to go into the crowd and mix and bad dog people and dog people business. She was a religiously inclined person. That is what her father taught her and brought her up with, and her 2 boys are the same thing. This boy here, he is in the religious group that plays the tabla. And that came because of the upbringing of not only the grandfather who passed it on to her, and she passed it on to the children. I am sure, I am positively sure that this community, especially this area here, is going to miss her enormously. And it was a shock when we got that news that morning, because somebody called me earlier in the morning and said she took ill the night before and she was in casualty. And I called Dr. Bodo and I told him, I said, see if you could make contact with the family or somebody and see if you could get some attention for her in casualty, because you know Bodo Southwest Regional Health Authority Chairman, he will have his contacts still. Just before noon that day, Bodo called me and asked me if I got in touch with the family. I said, well, I know they're not home. Not even 5 minutes after, I think it's Dinesh called me and tell me she passed away. I have to call Bodo. Now for those of us who like to hate people for no reason and badge up people and these kind of things, life is too short for that. Let us be positive, like my sister here. Let us always keep good thoughts in our mind. You know what brings about negative actions, as people say? When you have negative thoughts in your mind, the reaction to negative thoughts is negative action. You know, she was an example to this community, how she lived and how she carried about herself. I was really saddened. And she's younger than me. You know, she went to school with me, she was way down in lower class than us. And when I found out how old she was, young person. So today, in this world we live, it's like 40, 50 years ago, you have to be old to die. It can happen to any one of us, anytime. On behalf of myself and my officers, guys, to you, your wives, the extended family, I extend my condolences to you, and I hope that I know God will give you, because I know you two guys, and God will give you all the guidance to accept what has happened. You will not forget her. You don't ever forget your mother and father as long as you live. I am 64 years old. My father passed away 5 years ago. And sometimes I lie down in my bed and I still miss my father at this age, to be honest with you. We don't ever miss or forget our loved one. Thank you very much, and sit around. Bye.
Little Councilor Maroon reminded me of something there sitting. I too remember coming to that temple right there.
Yeah.
This was the temple. And we all grew up here, most of us. So indeed, Uncle Axe and Auntie have made a great contribution to our community and our village. And they would have kept up the Harima so much. And indeed, donating the land and building the temple and among all the contributions both Uncle Axe and Auntie have left behind for us. I would say here today the greatest contribution they would have actually left behind was Vidya. And Vid didn't mix matters too as well. She left behind her greatest accomplishment standing right here in the form of both Arun and Bhishma. In that Uncle Axe was a pillar of Dharma, Vidya was no less. In fact, in Ramayana, people like to say St. John traces Ram, Ayodhya, yeah? Because in Ramayana, when Sri Ram would have left for the forest lands along with Lakshmana and Devi Sita, remember Bharat returned to find out that Maharaj Dashrath was no more and he died. But both Bharat and Shatrughan, they were in a state of great grief. And Guru Vashish stepped in and he began imparting words of wisdom to them. And one of the things he said to them, it was a whole long katha as to who we should grieve for and who we should not grieve for. But at the end of his dialogue with them, he said, the king, Maharaj Dashrath, should not be grieved for. And I stand here today to tell you that Vidya should not be grieved for in a similar manner. Why? Because of the life she would have decided to live. Vidya returned from Canada, spending some time with Arun, and immediately coming down and had Krishna Janam and Sunday morning service and all the activities of the temple, she spent spent the Ganesh Utsav, the entire Ganesh Utsav with us, singing bhajans, doing what she loved to do most. Would you believe even the day that she departed, she attended our puja on that day as well? We have done everything for ourselves. We have accomplished so much through the medium of satsang, and most importantly, her devotion to God. But we are all here today, united as a family, to pray together and ask God to shower His blessings upon our soul. We'll begin its journey in the afterlife at this point. So at this moment, I'd like to ask everyone to stand. As you put your hands together, close your eyes, and we join together in closing prayer. I ask of you to ask God in your own words to show His choices and most divine blessings upon her Lord. May the offerings of water, may the tenders that we have offered, may these things be of merit and value. May the soul leave and go forth unto the world of her ancestors. Om Govindai Namo Namah Iti Hastan Prakshaya Gayani Dricha Tirthani Echa Punyaha Siloshchayaha Kurukshetre Cha Ganga Cha Yamunaha Cha Saridrana Kaushakim Chandra Bhagyam Cha Sarva Papa Pranashini Bhadravakanshan Suryam Gandhikim Tamasatadha Vaishnavam Cha Varaham Cha Tirtham Pindarakam Tadha Pradipyayani Tirthani Chakraha Sadharakam Stataha Om Manadhino Dhana Vishnu Shankha Chakra Sadadaram Apado Kundari Kaksha Preto Nadi Sanatara हे पार ब्रह्म परमात्मा आप आदि और अंत से भी हैं हे प्रभु आप शंख चक्र गदा और पद्म को धारण करने वाले हैं हे अविनाशी हे कमलोचन आप कृपा करके इस मृतात्मा को मोक्ष दीजिए Lord you are without beginning and without end we too know what you are the bearer of this the shadow of Buddha's power Prabhu we offer prayer this morning and we ask of you, Lord, that you grant salvation to the departed soul. Hey, Padre Brahma, O Paramatma, अपनी शक्ति को ऊपर शांति हुआ यह अतत अंतरिक्ष को ग्रहण करें अपने बांधव के लिए वह चिंता न करें उनके मध्य से चला जाए और पितृलोक से लोग को बाहर गमन करें हे परमात्मा we pray and we ask of you, Lord, that you may the departed person ascend to the higher regions of our strength. May she not grieve for her relations here on earth, O Yamraj, O God of death. May the soul leave them and go forth unto the world of our ancestors. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Please be seated. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. So coming to the end of our service this morning, those of us who did not have an opportunity to view the body, if you do so very quietly, we'll have 2 more bhajans from the Kirtan group and then we'll be departing for the creek. Jai Sitaram.
पल भर में खुद कर्ज की है कर्ज